Name?
Hazel Grace Lancaster.
You're beautiful.
You know, Gus talks about you all the time.
We're just friends. I like you, but I'm a grenade. One day I'm gonna obliterate everything in my wake.
I know that love is just a shout into the void and that oblivion is inevitable. But I am in love with you.
The Fault in Our Stars. Rated PG-13.
Hello, I'm the Universal Critic. I talk about whatever I want, whenever I want. Last year, I reviewed the film adaptation of Silver Linings Playbook, a romantic comedy about mental illness. An odd approach to such a sensitive topic, sure, but it really worked. Today I'm reviewing The Fault in Our Stars, a romantic comedy about cancer. An approach which also kind of surprisingly works. Based on John Green's novel, The Fault in Our Stars is the story of Hazel, played by Shailene Woodley, a teenage girl who is suffering from terminal lung and thyroid cancer. Knowing all too well that she is not long for this world, Hazel is reluctant to go out and form strong relationships. That all changes, however, when Gus, played by Ansel Elgort, a charming, precocious cancer survivor, enters her life. The two form a strong connection immediately, and the two go through all the hope and sadness of life, albeit in a noticeably shorter time frame, sadly. It's that last point that I think really sells this film for me. It's telling us that we all have a limited time on Earth, but unfortunately some have a more limited time than others. I know the seize the day thing is really overused in movies, but here it works because one, as I said before, they truly do not know how long they've got, and two, it's rather downplayed and subtle. They have the adventures that really any one of us could have, which makes the theme much stronger and more relatable. The acting in this movie is really good too. Woodley and Elgort come off as precocious and smarter beyond their years, yes, but they still seem like real teenagers, which is not an easy thing to pull off. One thing I really like about them is the way their illnesses are written into their characters. Too often in media you have a character with a disability or illness that is not at all affected by it. This is a trope that I really, really dislike because not only does it make them seem like tokens, but I'd argue it's a bit disrespectful to people with actual disabilities to say that having one does not affect your life at all. This movie avoids that trap. Instead, it's saying that a terrible illness may in fact will end your life, but it does not have to ruin your life. As far as adaptation goes, this is a very faithful one. It manages to capture all the wit, charm, and tragedy of the novel quite well. There are a few things that were removed or switched around, but they were really not that important to begin with, so it's fine. Overall, I give The Fault in Our Stars a high big screen rating, with one very, very important caveat. If you do not want to get even the slightest bit misty-eyed, do not, I repeat, do not see this film. If you can stomach the sadness, you won't regret seeing it. I'm the Universal Critic. I talk about whatever I want, whenever I want. Goodbye.